provide the guns and the money, who provide ammunition for kill we. They see one just up in a 3 pieces, say, and them boy will way past and kill with them no good. Yes, the system don't treat we only good, and if you walk in at the neighborhood, things no good. You can sell politician, them no good.
Belize has been experiencing a particularly sharp rise in the crime situation, and it has escalated constantly on a very sharp gradient upwards. And naturally, if we allow the situation to continue without dealing with the roots, without taking control of it, it's really going to be virtually an unrecognizable society, let's say 10 years to come.
BNE Trust is a participator with many, we enter into partnerships with many different organizations throughout the country. And George Price Center for Peace and Development is one of the organizations that we've entered into a partnership with. And we funded a conflict resolution program here. And so, you know, out of the conflict resolution program came this youth symposium, and we feel that it is important to address the issues relating to youth. And as you know, at least in recent times, that there's been a spate of violence among young people. And so, you know, as responsible citizens, you know, we decided that it was important to work closely with the organizers and the researchers in this project.
Hi, my name is Errol Tillit from Sierra Vernon, and we are here at Belmopan George Price Center. And basically, this youth forum is about the crime and violence that is happening here in Belize. To me, I think it's total nonsense, right? Too many crime is happening, too many mothers crying, and so forth. So, ghetto youths, please stop it.
This forum has been a very inspirational forum. I have learned a lot so far, and I can relate to it because of my personal experiences, because at 15 years old I had dropped out of school as a result of teenage pregnancy.
Until we learn as youth, you have to uplift yourself. You talk about a movement for the kids. People have to educate yourself first. You have to know what is your role. And if the school not do it for you, then you know, when BNTU meet and thing, they don't have to go demand that they start to do their job.
Petty. Yeah. They have to stop being petty. And if I had a PUP, and if I talk against PUP, I get fired. Yeah. If I had a UDP, I don't agree with some of the things where UDP don't want to go talk against it, I get fired. We have to stop that. We have to stop that.
Because first, before you knew about sex or anything, it's because your parents spoke to you. Now your parents don't need to tell you anything. Before your parents even get the chance to tell you anything, you already know the whole run.
Like I say it again, they're simple, they're stupid. They all time try like abuse their rights as police. Just because you're a police, you don't got the right to say beat me up. Yeah. Even if I do something wrong. One of my friends, he made a ride up stop where the police door. Police punch off my bike. So that's not correct. You should have at least tell him, man, please come off of the bike, give me the bike car. Exactly. Well, that's my major problem. That's my major problem with the police right there. I don't know.
Things like this too, like, you know.
That police brutality, that leads to a lot of crime. Once that could be reduced or eliminated, I think the crime rate would have, drop down. That would have decreased.
The orange rock, you can't work now. You can't work in a no Hindu store. Say on black girl working in a Hindu store, orange rock. None of that. Strictly Spanish. Only black and gold star. Not in a Chinese shop. Black people work in a Chinese. And who never thief. And they're still going to have a thief. Orange rock still racist. I think they have to work on that the race. We still let that orange rock though.
We go through that non-violent approach. They go talk and talk, but no action and they get no progress, nothing. So now, like, since none of that happened, some people start think now, like how we say, the time for action. Cause since no talk, the talking not work, and they try to be like people, they want you be like animals. Since that they want that must happen.
We also have structural violence, whereby the government create the set it up that we end up to kill each other. You understand? And we want to kill each other, and we want to be the ones to be the target. But the government set it up a way whereby we dependent on them and also dependent on violence in order to survive. Understand? So we already in our situation where we fight. And if we not continue fight, if we give up, we not got no change. If we continue talking,
you get trained to learn how to use computers to provide for their service, right? But they don't teach you how to plant a tree, to grow your fruits, and pick an apple or a banana to feed yourself.
The education system, problems we're having in the society. Arrest, if we use that word, we don't solve it so easy. But we have like challenges, our challenges are done to make we step up and solve those challenges and deal with those challenges that we have as human beings, because we could solve it. But if you look at it as a problem, then there's so much problem every day, more problem, it's harder for you to put yourself in a gear to solve it.
Each one drop down like a tree.
I think by them becoming elected, we think that there will be a change.
Right.
So that is the main point why we Belizeans or some Belizeans will choose, because they have floating voters who don't vote none. Because they believe that no matter what our government, like if we have a government in Belize, there won't be a change. Because for example, we had the Prime Minister for PUP, then a whole pile of money went away from Belize. And then again, the same thing is about to happen again. And the same thing will happen again. Why? Because we are already fixed to that system. So that will continue to happen, but we shall now see that we cannot depend on the government. It has to start now, and it has to start from us.
Martin Luther King Jr., his last speech, he predicted he would get killed the next day, and he still gave that speech. He said, I might not make it with you to the promised land, but I've already been to the mountaintop. Now the idea is, somebody has to sacrifice something. Somebody has to be able to wake up early in the morning. Somebody has to not roll it up. Somebody has to make those choices. Now, that doesn't mean if you make that choice that the whole catch is the community needs to make sure that you're still connected to the community if you make those choices. Too many make the choice and then leave the neighborhood. So they go to school, they put on the nice clothes, and they forget about the bush or the jungle, as the brother said, in the neighborhood, the community. You forget about it. And the way real change happens is if you don't want to make those changes, cool. But be a soldier where you are. If you're willing to make those changes at higher levels, then be a soldier there too. But education is the streets, the classroom, every place is a moment of educational opportunity. And so what we're talking about also is the idea of disruptive education. The idea that standard ways of teaching people are not relevant anymore. So can you go to school and become prepared to be the prime minister in the 21st century? Probably not. In the first place. So if you say you can't even make the choice, I want to go to school, I'm down, I'll do the whole thing. And that still doesn't prepare you to be the leader for the 21st century that your people need, then school needs to be fixed. And that's what the question right here was. Because if you're like, I could go to school and get a regular job, then that's great. But the point is, it's about personal choices, and in saying when you have a chance to affect the institutions that they want you to be a part of, they want your children to be a part of, affect the institutions. But you have to also explain backwards to the other people, your community, the choices that who's willing to make. So I made choices in my community. I put on a tie. I'll do that. And I'll start speaking in the appropriate language, and we can do all that too. But my heads know. That's rhythm. I got him, because he got us. So anybody here could be a prime minister. But don't become politically ambitious and then lose your people. The way political leaders are held accountable is having a direct relationship, connection to the people.
What happened right in Belize? Enough ministers does live in their constituency when they represent. As the moment they get a position as the minister of the constituency, right away, they're gone.
Nice house.
I just get where I want.
Who provide the guns and the money, who provide ammunition for kill we. They see you wanna just up in a 3-piece, you see. And them boy will way past and kill with them no good. Yes, the system don't train we all it out. And if you walk in at the neighborhood, things no good. Them can themselves politician, them no good.